Gibson?
My name is Kerryn Gibson and I'm a dietitian in practice in Durban. I work with people from all walks of life, but my specialty areas are in pediatric nutrition and sports nutrition. When it comes to children, the most important thing that parents need to consider or should consider is whether their children are getting sufficient food and getting adequate nutrition in order to grow and develop properly. And when we talk about growth and development, people always think about physical growth, so when we check a child's weight and how tall they are, but parents also need to consider a child's cognitive development, so that's their mental growth and how their brains and other parts of their bodies are also growing. So weight is obviously the first thing that we check, and if a child's weight is dropping, then we have to automatically assume that other areas of their development aren't going as they should. So making sure a child is eating enough food every day, every week, day in and day out, is one of the most important things that parents should think about. The other important thing for children now, obviously they're going to school, so children need to be able to concentrate, they need to be able to do well in class, they need to also have enough energy if they're playing any sports or doing anything outside of school. So when we start thinking about that side of things, where food comes in, is for two reasons. So food obviously provides energy, food provides protein to help these children to concentrate and to have enough energy on the sports field. But the other thing that I find in my practice and what I spend a lot of time educating parents about is thinking about the quality of the food that their children are getting. And so often the tendency nowadays is to rely on whatever is quick, whatever is convenient, and that ends up being a packet of something bought from the shops, or a jar of something, or a ready-made meal, or there's so many convenient options out there. And the main concern that I have is that all of these processed convenience foods contain chemicals. Chemicals are things like preservatives, colorants, flavorants, enhancers. There are so many of them, and companies add these chemicals to their foods in order to make them taste better, last longer, look more appealing, so that you buy more. And the effects that we're noticing that these chemicals are having on children are actually quite concerning. So we're finding that children's concentration levels aren't as good the more chemicals that they consume. We're finding that they're more hyperactive and more disruptive in classrooms. We're also finding that their attention levels aren't so good. So if anything, parents who are listening take away from today's message is to pay attention to what types of food your kids are eating, and be aware that there are these types of chemicals in foods, and the more convenient or the more processed a food, generally the higher the amount of chemicals in that food product. So try and go so far as you can when you're selecting foods and selecting snacks and meals for your kiddies. Try and go as fresh as possible. So think, where has this food come from? How far down the processing line is it? How much has it been changed, and what has been added, what has been taken out? And I think the closer to how a food exists naturally is the way to go, and you can be sure that there'll be as few chemicals as possible, but also that the nutritional value of that food will be superior, because also when they start processing foods, they take out vitamins, they take out protein, they take out all sorts of things and add things like fat, they add things like sugar, they add things like sodium. So the closer a food is to its original state or its natural form, the more concentrated in nutrition it will be. The other thing that we need to think about, just talking about the nutrient density of foods, is that if a child fills up on processed foods that aren't as nutrient dense as other foods, they tend to get hungrier more often because their bodies aren't getting satisfied with all the vitamins and all the protein and all the nutrition that their bodies do require. So the more nutrient dense the food, the more satisfied the child will be, and they won't get hungry as often, and therefore won't need to snack as often. My contact number is 031 303 3874. Otherwise, all of my details are on my website, which is www.durbandietitian.com.
Special thanks to Kerryn Gibson this morning for